Hello, cats and kittens, or Jose Roscoe. We're back in the crisis corner. Today we're going to be doing our Whole Cake Island, I guess you could say review, the pros and cons of Whole Cake Island. I'm live with my man Dave. Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, we're about to do this Whole Cake. I mean, as a whole, on the whole, I like a good amount of Whole Cake Island. There were just, obviously, there's some things that didn't sit well with me. What was your view?
I think as a whole, I guess I agree with you. I enjoyed Whole Cake, but I think the things that I disliked, I think I could have loved Whole Cake. I'll say it that way.
Okay.
I could have loved Whole Cake Island, but I didn't because of the things that I felt like weighed down the art.
Okay.
I think it had potential.
All right. So since you have less honorable mentions than me, I'll let you go first. What was your honorable mention?
I only have.
Is it a pro or is it a con? First of all,
my only honorable mention is a pro. So,
okay.
Do you want to start with the cons and go to pros?
Oh no, you go ahead with the pros. That's fine.
All right. So my honorable mention for the pros is Jimbei. He joined the Straw Hats, and I thought that was phenomenal. I think his facing down Big Mom, his flexing his helmsman muscle. I thought that was awesome. I thought he had a great shine moment, and I liked it. I'm going to say this in so much that Jimbei is not actually one of my most favoriteest characters. Mm-hmm. He's a tad on the dull side. Yeah. So I'm curious how his interaction is going to work with the Straw Hats, and how that's going to work with the dynamic. He doesn't have too many. He's not a quirky character, I should say. Mm-hmm. So, all the other characters, even the most serious ones, tend to have like quirks here and there. Like, Zoro's he's not as silly as Luffy, Usopp, and Chopper, but he gets lost all the time. He's irascible. They're quirks to him as a character, whereas Jimbei doesn't necessarily have that. So I'm just curious as to how he's going to kind of fold into the group. But I was very pleased with what I saw from him in Whole Cake Island. Him taking that ship and using it like a surfboard, I thought that was awesome. Him landing that hit on Big Mom, I thought that was incredible. I'm tentatively pleased. So I'm curious to see what comes up.
Okay, my Jimbei was also a pro for me as an honorable mention.
Is he an actual pro, or is he a
honorable mention?
Honorable mention. All right.
Yeah, because it's specifically when he stared down Big Mom, took that. What's the thing? What's the thing that the thing that she uses to take the life out of people that are scared?
Oh, that spin the wheel thing.
No, when she.
Life or death or something.
Yeah, life or whatever that is. Yeah. He take that joker and was like, nah, why should I be scared of being young boy? I was like, oh my God. That was sick, yo. That was straight sick. That was gangster for real. That did it.
I mean, when he said, yeah, why should I be scared when my captain is about to be the pirate king? Yeah. That was hot.
Uncle, it was like, what?
That
was gangster.
That was hot.
Gangster.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm gonna run through this. The rest of my honorables was Luffy Sanji fight. That made my honorable mention. In the moment, that was pretty intense. It's pretty intense, and I thought that went over well. Nami getting Zeus is one of my honorable mentions. I thought that was. You still there, right? Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know what happened.
You typing this up? My bad. I slow down. Luffy versus Sanji. There you go. He typed pretty quick too. All right. Nami getting Zeus upgrade. Carrot as a whole.
Oh, that's an honorable mention?
Yes. Yes. And that's all of them. Yeah, that's all of my honorable mentions.
Okay.
My cons, honorable mentions, Bobbins. I thought that dude was going to be
Bobbins or Bobbins?
Bobbins, whatever it is. He Jabba's what his name is. All he did was take his a punching bag, man. He didn't do nothing. I mean, way back from since when we first saw him, I thought the dude was going to be something. I was wrong. We got him Pudding.
Pudding was a con?
Yeah, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand it. She walked in pretty quick. What else I have? Luffy getting 2 commanders fights. I ain't feel that. I did not get that, he already got gear for the last arc. That he got 2 commander fights and was getting upgrades all over the place and nobody else, you know what I mean?
I'm with you on that one. I think, now that you mentioned it, I think him facing off, I mean, not to say whatever, because I like Luffy and I like Luffy as a character, and I think that he needs to be stronger for the team to be stronger. But I'm with you. Getting 2 commanders, I think, there was more than enough to spread that around. I mean, Sanji could have fought Cracker. I mean,
he could have.
He could have saved Cracker for.
Yeah.
And I mean, and Cracker also just felt like and I guess that's going to be my I guess that's an honorable mention for me. Cracker didn't get the shine. Because essentially, for all intents and purposes, I mean, for all intents and purposes, Oda used Cracker as a leveling technique, as opposed to as a level establisher for Luffy, as opposed to an actual credible threat. And I felt like, his ability to create an unlimited supply of Cracker soldiers that are armed with armament hockey that's stronger than Doflamingos is insane.
Yeah.
That power in and of itself makes Cracker a threat to most people. I mean, that makes Cracker a monster, and I just don't feel like he got it as proper shine outside of saying this is the level Luffy's on now.
Mm-hmm.
He was used as fodder as opposed to an actual. And I mean, if that's what it was, you could have given him the Sanji and let Sanji get some shine.
There you go.
Yeah.
What else am I at? Baron Tamago. I wasn't feeling him. He had a good fight with Pedro, but I had him higher up on the list because we didn't know who the commanders were coming in. So I thought maybe he was on that level, but he turned out to be just all right. Okay, he had a good fight with Pedro though. But nah, I ain't feel that.
That was a nice one. That's an honorable mention?
Yeah, honorable mention Khan.
Wow. You got a lot of honorable mentions.
Yeah. And I think
we didn't even hit the list.
I think that's it. So now I'm on to the regular list, yeah.
All right, wait a minute. Shit, no. Gotta be clever.
And it's funny because it's actually 2 lines. No decisive win for Luffy against 2 commanders.
No decisiveness. No decisive
win. Neither were decisive wins in my, because he had assists from Nami on one and the other one.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Dude just basically gave him the win, to be honest with you, because he could have killed him if he wanted to. In my opinion.
I'm with you. I guess for me, and how do you feel about that as a whole, with there being with Luffy's manner of winning?
It's getting a little worn out. The last I guess the last decisive win he got was basically against. I mean, we gotta go back to Ennis Lobby. He beat what you call him,
Rob Lucci.
Lucci. He beat him. He beat him flat. He caught him, got that Jake Allen out and whipped him. That's it. It was a fight. It was a great fight. But he won that.
You don't respect the Moria win?
Which one?
Moria.
Yeah. Assist.
I mean,
it was a team victory to me, and he did he had the finishing blow.
I got you.
The last bit was him, yeah. But he did
beat Holy Jones. He beat Holy.
Yeah, I could have beat Holy
Jones. I guess that's not really a fight.
Yeah, I could have beat Holy Jones, man. Holy Jones, he was there to be beat. He was nothing special. And I got Frankie beating Holy Jones, to be honest with you.
Well, I do too, actually. And I guess I'm with you in so much. And I guess it's not a huge problem for me that I would like to see him get a straight up win. I'll say that. I'd like to see Luffy get a straight up victory at some point or another. I can say I don't have a problem with getting assists. I don't have a problem with cheating or whatever. Like, I don't like, this isn't a boxing match. This isn't like, these are pirates. So I'm okay with pirates using pirate means to win. I don't mind Nami cheating. I don't mind, him getting the help of the crowd to run interference with Doflamingo. I don't mind that, but I would like to say because I know we've covered this before in our discussions. There's a disconnect in his elevation. Mm-hmm. Like right now, he fought Doflamingo, and I would actually say Doflamingo's probably second, third commander level in terms of power, and Luffy wasn't necessarily there. So when he fought, by the time he fought Katakuri, he hasn't, like, I would still say if it was a straight one-on-one fight right now to this point, I still got Katakuri taking him. Mm-hmm. Now maybe after he masters, this advanced armament technique, maybe I'd give it to him, but as it stands right now, I think Luffy's second commander level. So there's still a disconnect as to his level and the opponents he's facing. So he's coming off with wins that he can't come off with clean.
Yeah, that's why I gotta see him beat somebody straight up.
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right, let's get to our we got
number 5 on the list, right?
Yeah, we gotta make up some time here.
All right, man.
So
my number 5 on the con is Luffy. Is Luffy's victory over Katakuri. Okay. Like, I understand Katakuri, essentially he shanked himself. I kind of understand whatever. I have a hard time because of how the fight goes down. So that first part of the fight, Katakuri's whipping the crap out of Luffy. Luffy's taking on armament hockey from a first commander, and he's getting his ass handed to him. I've never seen Luffy exhibit this much durability, and I don't know where it came from, and that's my problem. When it was all said and done, and you could say, well, at the end, Katakuri decided he was going to lay down, because I'm sure he could have got back up if he wanted to at the very end of the fight. Mm-hmm. But I didn't understand how Luffy took a nasty-ass whipping and was still able to hold on at the end. Like, I have a hard time not calling a little bull on that one.
Yeah, I mean, they get carried away with the damage that he takes. He be dripping with blood and all cut up, and come on. If you're gonna use, if you're gonna visually show somebody taking that much damage, I mean, he didn't look that bad at the end of the Lucci fight, to be honest with you. I mean, he was out, swelled up, cut. Come on, just make it a little bit more realistic. Yeah, that was like Zoro level damage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't feel that. So that was the problem for me. So, like, I have a hard time buying into the fight into Luffy's victory in that fight. Like it's a hard one for me to. It's hard for me to overlook.
I pretty much had the same thing in 5. I had Luffy's second level up, which is basically that. You know, here, it didn't make a whole lot of sense that he should have been able to master that future observation type deal and then win in the shape that he was in. A victory would have been if he just caught a little bit of that and managed to escape some kind of somehow. I mean, at some point, like you say, you gotta call BS. There's no way he should have won that fight.
Yeah, I just
at the same time, you pick one. You know what I mean?
I'm with you
because he had to deal with
something fierce.
He had to deal with dudes. Advanced observation and advanced armament also.
Armament hockey, like
that's he wasn't really to deal with that hard mochi deal. You know, he was struggling with that.
Bladed weapons, like it's just he's a nightmare matchup for Luffy. Like I just didn't understand it.
All right, how about 5 on the pro side?
All right, my number 5 are the Minks showed up in a major way.
Okay.
Both Carrot and Pedro, they did work. Like I was more than a little impressed by both of them. What they did in the arc, I felt like Sulong is some nasty stuff. Pedro, and not to say because I think I feel like people sleep on Perospero. And I mean, who's a monster too. So I think that's another thing that, I think a little further on my list in terms of the Big Mom Pirates. But essentially, both of them did some work. Pedro's fight with Baron Tamago. Like, I mean, the joint was, I was impressed by the Minks. They held their own. And they both put in work.
Okay. My 5 was the Vin Smokes.
Oh, for real?
At least conceptually. I mean, if going into Sanji's past and finding out who his family was and then who they actually were, that worked for me.
Yeah.
Some other parts about the Vin Smokes we get into, I didn't think of too favorably, but just the concept of him being royalty from a gang of assassins from the North Blue was crazy. I thought that was tight.
Yeah.
It added to his backstory. I thought that was real good.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
All right, what's your 4th con?
All right, my 4th con was I felt like there was no central antagonist. So I felt like that role was I felt like that role was kind of shared by 3 characters. I felt like Big Mom supplied the threat, kind of Corey was the muscle. And then in some ways, you had Perospero being like the puppet master or the boss. And there was no... so separately, I liked all of them. I'll say that. So separately, I felt like I enjoyed each one of those characters. But like there was nowhere for you to direct there was nowhere for you to derive all the tension that you normally get from a big boss. Like it was 3 big bads rolling around and each of them served a different purpose. But I felt like we needed that one central antagonist to kind of bring it home.
So it kind of robbed the focus.
Yeah, I really do feel like it did. I mean, I guess, and I don't like to use this example. But I actually feel like the way Kubo, that first, that rescue Rukia arc in Bleach, you knew the big bad was Byakuya Kuchiki. You knew going in it was Byakuya. He's not the baddest captain going around. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the most powerful. But in terms of Ichigo and his trying to save Rukia, he was central to that. So anytime you knew Byakuya was on the scene, you knew it was trouble. It was a clear delineation from Byakuya showing up and grabbing Rukia, when Renji and Byakuya showed up and grabbing Rukia, to that last fight at the end of that arc, and Byakuya and Ichigo battling it out. Like, you knew that was going to happen. You felt the tension. You felt it was a focus in terms of where you can direct your quote-unquote hate or whatever. And I felt like we didn't have that in this arc.
That's fair. That's fair. We're on 4, right?
Yeah.
4 con.
Yep.
Yonko assassination plot.
That was a con for you?
Yeah, it's left field. I mean, I don't have a problem with Capone Beige coming up with it, but the Straw Hats just blithely going along with it. It's kind of out of character. I mean, that was like a dark turn, you know what I'm saying? These members ain't never killed nobody in their life. And they on some murder type joint. I was like, wow, dude. That kind of blew me away. I mean, when Luffy said that he was going to beat the Yonko, yeah, Luffy beat, he mean beat them and walk away. I ain't take him for murder, you know what I'm saying? So that, I mean, it didn't ruin the arc for me, but it was like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Because Beige was talking about killing her. By no uncertain terms did he mean he was going to kill Big Mom. And Luffy's like, yeah. Okay. And everybody was at the table was like, all right, let's do this.
I mean,
I was turning for murder, kind of threw me off. I was like, whatever. Like I said, it wasn't a deal breaker for me, but it was just like a scratch your head moment,
Oh, it's odd that you mentioned that, because my 4th it's the
murder. Yeah, the murder. Okay. Good for you.
Here we go. Yonko.
Good for you.
Assassination plot. And as soon as I spelled the word correctly, there we go. Yeah, I guess I see your point in terms of the Mugiwara and that not being who Luffy is as a character, but I feel like the Yonko this is a different breed, and like I don't know that you can get in there like they tell. I go back to the Davy back fight, and your man Zoro telling that Baba Chopper, yo, we not playing pirates. This is real. Like this is, I mean, you not playing pirates. You go up against a Yonko. It's either, it's get them or be got. Like quite frankly, you had Whole Cake Island as an arc, and Big Mom is in Wano for looking for a pound of flesh. She didn't go to Wano because she wanted to pay a house call to Kaido. She didn't go to Wano because she was trying to borrow a cup of sugar. She came to Wano because she wanted to kill Luffy. Plain and simple. Like this ain't one of them situations where these Yonko play for keeps. Her reputation has been sullied. She got to end this Bama. So I'm on board with these Bamas saying, you know what, we got to off these people because real talk, they will off you. And I like that Beige was sitting there coming up with a plan. I don't know how he would have done it had Luffy and them not showed up. I don't know how the execution would have worked out because I got him being assassin. I got him being taken out just real quick by himself. But I like that he had the Yonko assassination plot on hand. I was very pleased with that.
Okay, that's fair.
What's your pro?
Fourth pro.
Yeah.
Is Brook and Pedro. Those two. Cause Brook was my boy in this arc, man. I mean, he put in some work. He didn't have like great feet. I mean, look, he was the first Straw Hat to fight Big Mom. I give him credit for that.
Yeah, man.
He survived that joint too. He didn't win, but he stood up, man. The kid, I was proud of Brook in this arc. And Pedro, man, he went out like a soldier, man. Yeah, Pedro for president, you know what I'm saying? That's my dude. Pedro is my dude, man. He went out here, he took some dynamite. He was like, screw this, man. Boom! He tried to kill that man first.
That was great.
That was gangster right there.
Pedro represented.
Yeah. That's without no question. Those two right there, those are my little heroes.
I'm with you with that, man. I can respect that. All right.
3 con.
Time to 3. My number 3 con is essentially it's really not enough growth from the rest of the Mugiwara.
That's exactly what I got.
That's your number 3 too?
Yeah. Specifically, I think I said no fights for the other Straw Hats. Basically.
Yeah. No fights, no okay, well then shoot. I'm gonna copy this. Then we can talk about this one.
Yeah.
All right. So I mean, say for Luffy and I guess Zoro gets he gets an automatic ride because I know that you and I have had this conversation essentially. Whereas beats demonstrate, they kind of allow us to gauge where you are as a character. And I'm gonna tell you that at this point in time, depending on who his last fight ends up being in this current arc, you know, an argument could have been made that up to this point, Zoro was stronger than Luffy coming into the, you know, whatever. But everybody from Sanji down in the movie, they're not fighting, they're not showing enough growth. Like I don't understand how. If Luffy gets to be Yonko level, if he fights Kaido 1v1 and he beats him, it doesn't mean anything if the crew isn't Yonko level. Mm-hmm. I don't care which Yonko you have it be. If it's Kaido versus Big Mom, and it's Kaido versus Big Mom and Katakuri, I got Big Mom and Katakuri taking that fight. If it's Big Mom versus Kaido and King, I got Kaido and King taking that fight. There's no way that a Yonko can defeat another Yonko and their first commander. Mm-hmm. It's impossible. So if you're telling me the Straw Hats can't carry their weight, that's what's going to end up happening. It's going to be tons of mismatches, and they're going to be eradicated. So either the team can carry their own load, which they can't, and that goes from Sanji down. Everybody's a bum, and I'm just not feeling this. Like, I need these Bamas to grow. It's essential, especially Sanji.
I mean, in my mind, if they had, maybe not in Wano, but at some point I would at least be able to envision the monster trio taking out a Yonko.
Okay.
In their growth cycle. By the time Luffy got to near Yonko and, you know, you figure Zoro's right behind him and Sanji's, you know, either right behind Zoro or equal to him. If the three of them jumped Kaido, I would imagine if they had proper growth, they would have stood a chance or beat him. You know what I'm saying? At some point. Either by the time Luffy is even at, if he was the least of the Yonko, them other two trailing behind him should give any of the Yonko some trouble. You know what I mean? But that ain't gonna happen because these guys aren't doing anything. I mean, there was plenty of opportunity to give Sanji a fight with Daifuku or well, he couldn't fight Smoothie. Any of the Cracker, any of them.
Yeah, man.
He could have got one of them fights and put a notch on his belt, but he didn't give it to him. He didn't give him nothing, to be honest with you. Or at least fight Judge or something and beat him or beat all of his brothers or something. You know what I'm saying? He got nothing.
I agree with you.
You know what I'm saying? I at least wanted him to take out
how much you Daifuku or Oven? I would have been okay with that.
Yeah,
I'm okay with. Like, I mean, not to say because I mean, it wasn't. Well, I don't want to get into because I'm skipping my dislikes, but I'm gonna tell you, he more than anybody needs to level up. Like that's
yeah.
And I can tell you, like I'm not sold on the raid suit, and not to say I like the idea of it, I like the power of it. I don't like that Sanji needs it, and that's the problem too. It's like essentially you upgrading Zoro's swords with lightsabers. You know, I'm not for that level of cheat. I want this Bama. I want him to be able to whip ass and not need that raid suit. And
don't go too hard on the raid suit though. I got that's coming up.
Oh, for real? Okay. All right. Then let me get to my pro. What's this, third pro?
Where we at?
Oh, let me
I just said what?
Let me go ahead and copy this and let me just paste it over here. My number 3 is the Luffy versus Sanji fight.
Oh yeah.
It wasn't a knockdown drag. I loved it because essentially it was for all intents and purposes it was an emotional battle. And I mean, no matter if you can say Luffy's eyes went white or not, he won that fight. And I'm gonna tell you, like he literally banged out Usopp when it was necessary. Mm-hmm. And he did the same thing to Sanji emotionally.
Oh yeah.
Necessary. Like that was it for me. Like, he had that Bama in tears. Like it was real.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I thought that was that was one of Sanji's, and not to say because I don't want to make it seem like I disliked him baking the cake or whatever. I liked him because he'll cook. I like him doing what he does. But like that was one of Sanji's better moments in Whole Cake Island. So I enjoyed that.
Okay. I'm looking to see if the cake was on my list anyway, but it ain't.
The cake ain't make my list. I liked it. Could have been an honorable mention, but it's
trash. Though.
It is what it is. I liked it, but.
So where are we at?
Number 3, Pro.
3 Pro is Capone, man.
Oh, for real?
Capone, my dude, man. His treachery, because I did like him coming up with the assassination plot. And I liked him, I started to say his what you call him? I started getting my bleach mixed up into it. Bankai, but his joint, that big castle.
I understand the point. His Bankai is out.
His Bankai was tight, that big castle joint was high.
Yeah.
I just like Beige, man. He's cool.
And he took a beating.
Yeah. I even like he tried to.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
Like he kind of sold him out on the way out. You know what I'm saying? Sent a little sign saying that they went that way so he can escape. It was brilliant, man. I like Beige. He's deplorable, but at the same time, he's effective. And he's like, he's a gangster. He's a pirate for real. Though.
I enjoy Capone a lot too. Yeah, and like you said, that my number 4 is really Capone. I'm gonna tell you that the break that Yonko assassination plot.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
that was Capone, and I'm trying to tell you, I was feeling it. I was feeling them. So yeah, I'm with you. Capone is that's real.
From the minute he went to abduct Sanji, I was for that dude. Because he pulled that joint off.
Yeah.
My man, he faked my man out with that threat of having sea stone bullets. Straight up lied on that joint and captured what you call him? What's that gas man?
Oh, Caesar.
Caesar. He straight lied to that man and they captured him anyway. His whole deal. I love Capone Beige.
I'm a fan too. All right. Number 2 for dislikes. Whole Cake Island is too damn long.
I ain't gonna argue with that.
I think so, and I say that to say, at what is it? It ended up being like 78 chapters or something. It's the second longest arc in the whole series behind Dressrosa, and I felt like it was too long for what it was. It was a Sanji retrieval arc in which we knew Luffy couldn't go up against the Yonko. Like, there's no way Luffy could go into Whole Cake Island and defeat Big Mom and the Yonko actually mean what they're supposed to mean to the story.
Mm-hmm.
We're in Whole Cake Island too long. It was that to me is it's technically the biggest what's wrong. It's not my greatest dislike. It's the largest problem with the arc. It was just too long for what it was. Had it been shorter, I would have liked it a lot more. But it was 78. It was 80 chapters. We were in there for a year and a half. Whole Cake Island. And what did you get out of it? Outside of a questionable fight from Luffy? Nothing. Like, for what? So none of the other characters got any growth. Sanji comes out with an increased bounty, and I'm just like, what the hell is some crap?
He didn't get it.
Yeah, he didn't do that. He didn't earn nothing. So it was too long, and there was not enough reward. So, and it wasn't geared for us to get a lot of reward from it either. So that was my problem with it. But what's your number 2 con?
Number 2 con is Judge Vinsmoke. He is a jobber, a bum. Pops really was weak. What solidified that in my mind is when his little plan ran awry, and it was like Sparrow glued them to their little chairs, and they had to accept their fate, their deaths. And this baby starts crying, actually crying tears. Judge Vinsmoke was a bum. I thought he was okay for a second when him and Sanji fought.
Yeah, I thought
he had a little bit of go, because honestly, I thought Sanji was stronger than all of them.
I thought so too.
I thought he was playing. They was underestimating him, and in the end, he was just gonna light them up with their raised suits on, just get them, But that never happened. It's just a bum,
Yeah, I was a little disappointed by that too. But yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, I say I can't stand Judge. Hopefully, he get killed back in North Blue. So, is that.
All right. My number 2 pro are the Big Mom Pirates. I thought that they, as a unit, just amazing. Like I like you could rattle off like Oda set it up. Like I said, with technically at one point 4 commanders. He had 3 force by the time we showed up. And you could rattle off a list of several other characters who are just bangers. And I thought as a crew, they're just incredible. Big Mom, she's a great representation of what a Yonko is. Her kids are Katakori's a monster. The cartoon made me a Smoothie believer after the fact. Like I said before, Cracker's a monster. Pero Sparrow, Oven, Daifuku's pretty decent. I mean, I'm just like Baron Tamago. His power set, it's weird as hell, but I can respect it. And I'm just like, I don't. What's the lion dude's name?
Peckham.
Peckham. I'm just like, yo, the crew. Too long, and he's eating the turtle fruit. The crew. It's a crew that's incredible.
I love the part when they turned on him, when he turned on them, and it was like stab his eyes so he can't see them. So he can't see the moon, man. This cast was ruthless. I mean, it's ruthless.
And what I'll say is this, and not to say, because, and I know we'll have a Yonko conversation at some point where we rate the Yonko or, talk that out. I'm sure we kind of did when we did our power discussions. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that it's going to turn out to be, like, in my heart, I feel like Kaido, I know they hyped him up incredibly in the book. I got you. If it's a one-on-one fight, always bet on Kaido. You'd be hard-pressed to convince me that those 9 times he lost, it was always against a group of people. He was getting jumped. I'm sure he's lost one-on-one. Mm-hmm. I'm confident, and I feel in my heart that the great power of the Kaido, the Beast Pirates, is going to just be their resiliency. Mm-hmm. Like you saw Big Mom, she hit Queen with the 2-piece. That Bama got up, shook it off. He good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm sure like that's the nature of this crew. Like they're animals. So as a unit though, I will say pound for pound, I don't know of a crew as hard with so many members of a crew as hard as the Big Mom Pirate. It's just incredible to me. She's just like I enjoyed the pirate crew that are the Big Mom Pirates. I thought they were monsters. I like them all.
Where are we at now?
Your number 2 pro.
Number 2 pro is Katakuri.
Okay.
Katakuri was nice. I like his backstory especially, man.
That was
That was something. I mean, he's about his people. If Big Mom get took out, he's gonna be the leader of the whole Cake Island Pirates or whatever they gonna call themselves. His whole thing with Brule and how they mess with her, and so he killed them, or whatever he did do to them. I suspect he killed them. Dude was, I like his the way he's protective of his
siblings. Yeah, I really like that too.
I really like that, and even the way he inexplicably, carried Luffy in that fight so he can win.
Which I think, which is something I actually think, I don't know. Like I feel like he's not, because I know that's his mother, and I'm with you, but I got the impression he's not a fan of Big Mom.
No, yeah.
Because she goes around, she kills people willy-nilly, her children, everything. Yeah, so I'm with you. I'm with you. In some ways, I do feel like he took that L on purpose.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with you. I like Katakuri an awful lot.
Yeah. So we to the last con? Or?
All right, my last con. It's just essentially the year Sanji turned out to be the year of bullshit.
We on the same page. Race Sanji, yeah. That's where I'm at too. Yeah.
Oh, that's your.
Oh yeah, Race Sanji was some trash. I mean, his whole the year Sanji was a joke.
Yeah,
it was a joke. It was nothing. You know, only we find out that he has a cool backstory.
Yeah, nice backstory.
The backstory. It was great. But he himself is just some trash.
Yeah, he hasn't had. And Sanji is I love Sanji. Sanji, like top 5 character for me. I'm probably my 3rd favorite character in the whole series. And I'm thoroughly disappointed in his level of growth. Like I just feel like Oda's going out of his way to chump this man, and it's irritating me to know. And it's supposed to be his year. He ain't get no fight. He didn't get no growth opportunities. He got a bounty increase for I don't know what reason. I don't know why he got a bounty increase outside of it's meant to be a joke to say, oh, Zoro, look, I got a higher bounty. Like, it's just nonsense to me. I wasn't feeling it.
Nah, that was pretty bad. Pretty bad. Yeah. It ruined the arc for me. for the most part. I mean, even though I can't say that the entire arc was completely trash, but when you set up the arc, basically, when you set up the mission to basically spotlight Sanji, and then Luffy not only gets all the shine, but Sanji like a chump. Mission not accomplished, you know what I mean? So I ain't for that.
I'm with you, and I understand Luffy getting shine. It's his book.
He just got off shine, Gear 4. And he got to level up. Don't get me wrong. He got to get the Yonko.
He has to, and I'm okay with him getting some shine. But like, Sanji needed a W. He needed you've been chumping Sanji since the time skip.
Yeah.
Like Sanji's been chumped. I mean, you got Zoro cutting mountains in half. Like it ain't nothing. You know, like he's cakewalking over people. And not to say, because I'm not one of those people that think Sanji's on Zoro's level, because I don't really feel like he has to be. I don't think that's his role on the team. I think he's a great character in and of itself, but I think he has to be a monster for the team to make it. And I just feel like you've been chumping it. Like Virgo fractured his leg. I mean, you've been chumping this man.
No respect, man.
No respect. And it's supposed to be his year. Give him something, man. Throw this man a bone.
He ain't gonna get it in Wano, I'll tell you that. Yeah, Zoro's about to take over Wano, for real. So.
I mean, Zoro had already got a win over Killer. I mean, man, Zoro tried to kill the.
Started too. I mean,
Never tried to kill the Shogun. Like, Zoro going wild. I don't know. I'm with you.
You see.
Nah, man, I was disappointed.
I think I know what the number ones are going to be. So.
Oh, you know what number 1 is?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let me tell you what my number 1 is.
Yeah. Are you serious?
That's my number 1.
Are you serious?
I'm you on the break.
Okay, what?
My number 1 on the break was the year of Brook. Soul King Brook. I'm talking about this Bama came up on the joint. I mean,
oh, wow.
He went toe-to-toe with Big Mom. I was more than impressed. Brook in this joint. He got the rubbing of the poneglyph. I'm trying to tell you, Soul King Brook is the man. I ain't never been a Brook fan. I mean, I ain't gonna make it seem like, he wasn't in my top, but I'm gonna tell you, this Bama, he's gone up a peg or two. Yeah. In my estimation. I love Brook this arc, and I can't wait to see more from him.
Gotcha. My number 1 is Big Mom, man.
Big Mom?
Big Mom. She's the baddest thing I've seen in this Joker so far. She's honestly, I think I haven't seen anything that leads me to believe that Kaido could be her. Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you this: the chapter that dropped, that whole thing with a queen, hitting her on the head. Nah, I don't want to fit. She got nerfed. She got nerfed, man.
I didn't think. I'm be honest with you. The way I didn't interpret that to be her getting nerfed. Actually, that was the amnesia. That wasn't Queen.
But why did she pass out though?
Because her memory came flooded back.
So the memory coming back.
Yeah, I think she was overwhelmed with the whole losing.
Okay, well, if you say it that way.
It had nothing, and I didn't read it to look, like real talk. Queen got lucky. This is real. I love that bit where that grandma's eyes popped out. Where as soon as her memories came back, he was like, "Oh no, what did I do?"
Like you caught your Riasu or something like that.
It was just two traumatic brain injuries. I just felt like she needed a nap. She needed to rest because she lost her memory. She regained them. She needed a nap. He left up.
Okay.
And let me tell you this too. And this is real talk. Because I agree with you. I agree with you. As far as I can tell, she the baddest thing coming. If I had to redo my list, I can tell you she'd be number 2 off the break. And she when Kaido one-hitted Luffy, it was laced with hockey. She hit that man Queen with a 2-piece. Queen, who is a Zoan, an ancient Zoan, 2-piece. I ain't see no hockey. She laid that man out. I just don't know. She's a monster.
They better hope. Well, I don't know why they're taking her to Kaido. I mean, he don't want to see him, really.
I don't think he does either. I'm gonna tell you, one of my favorite bits is Whole Cake.
Go ahead.
One of my favorite bits in Whole Cake. This is real talk. And I knew in my heart, like, these Bama's couldn't get killed because they're the stars of the book. But when she was chasing them, and she was on her might, and it was real for a second, like my heart, it was starting to beat really fast because I didn't know if our heroes were going to make it. She is that fierce.
She went above my expectations. I remember when we did the character list, top 20 characters of the Yonko. I think I had her.
You had her at 4.
4.
Yes, I had her.
But she did wrong, especially since I haven't seen Shanks. Shanks got to be a beast if he can even be mentioned among these guys. If he, yeah. So at this point, I would say Big Mom is possibly the strongest of them.
I think, like I said, I think resiliency. I think it's going to end up being Kaido. I think he can just take it. He can just take an ass whooping, like nobody's business. Like I just think he's just, like I was saying. I think that's the hallmark of that crew. Like, and I think Jack makes it clear more than anything. When you see, like I haven't seen Jack win a fight yet, but I ain't seen Jack take an L either. And I'm gonna say, I mean, straight up L for real. Like you see him fight Inuraishi and Nekomamushi, and like I told you before, they were tagging in and out on the fight. So these Bamas, as far as I know, they're probably X Drake level. They're a step under where Jack is, and they tag in and out for. I mean, we're fighting them 10 days, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so Inuraishi's fighting for a day. He takes a nap. Mushi comes fight, he goes take a nap. And Jack is fighting these Bamas by himself.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to tell you, and I know when Kid Ashura put that slash on him, and was like, oh man, Jack, whatever. Yeah, he would put a slash on him, but I'm confident if that fight went on, Jack would have wore that Bama out. I know that Bama, if you see him get ruffled up a little bit, you see him get right back up, and he's ready to go. Your man Queen just got banged out by Big Mom.
Yes.
He got up the next chapter, and he was ready to go. I'm telling you, you've seen Kaido fling himself from a sky island. Got up, and he had a headache, and he was ready to go. I think that's the hallmark of the Beast Pirates. When you run up against them, you just got to have staying power because these Bamas can go, and go. Big Mom is an offensive juggernaut.
Yeah.
I think that's just what she is. She's a beast.
I mean, when I'm trying to remember this correctly. What drew Kaido out to face Luffy? Why did he show up there? Did somebody tell him he was there or what?
No, he Was that what happened? Because I know Kaido went. He heard they were at the temple or something, at the old castle. He went and he did something. I think he blew up that castle, and then Luffy just went at him.
All right.
So Luffy started banging on him, punching on him, and like whatever. Kaido was like, "Yo, this tickles. Let me show you what I'm working with." Smack with the big stick.
All right, so I ain't gonna bring that. My point is this: when Big Mom showed up, and it was confirmed that she was at that she had, was coming to shore or whatever, he wasn't nowhere to be found. He said, "What? Whatever." I'm not saying he's afraid of her, but it ain't his, immediate, desire probably to go start fighting with Big Mom. But he said his subordinates or whatever. Now, had he come to Whole Cake, I bet you Big Mom would have been the first person out before he stepped foot on Cake. She'd have been there to bang him out.
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think he wants to. I don't think he's especially interested in fighting Big Mom. I mean, don't tell me that. You know what I mean? But he'll do it. Don't get me wrong.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. See, in the way, just going off of his personality, going off of what we know about him. Like, he's taken, seven, 9? He's taken like 9 losses, right? 7 losses, something to that effect. And something's happened that the Bama's suicidal. Yeah. Something's transpired where he don't have I'm confident he's fought the Yonko before. He's looking for somebody to kill him. I'm confident some of those losses are going to be to some of these Yonko.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he's gone 1v1 with old man Whitebeard and took that L. I'm sure he went 1v1 with you, probably took an L. And he's looking for that Bama to off him, and it's just not happening. I know, he a monster, but they're all monsters. Like, I don't see it. I just don't see it. And what I've seen so far, and like I said, placement in story means a lot. And I'm not certain how Oda's going to carry it. So they must be close to each other in power level, but placement in story means something. And to my mind, the expectation is when Wano Kuni arc is over, Luffy's going to be a Yonko, and he's going to have defeated Kaido. Placement in story says he's meant to go down. He's meant to be the first Yonko that Luffy conquers. It means something that he didn't beat Big Mom. It means something that he skipped over her. I don't know. Like I told you before, I do think Big Mom and Kaido going down. I do think Kid and Luffy will be Yonko before the end of this story.
That's your prediction, man.
That's my prediction, but we'll see how that will work out. But yeah.
So then it'll be Blackbeard, Shanks, Luffy, and Kid.
Hey, Luffy and Kid. That's my prediction in terms of the Yonko.
You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
That's my prediction. We'll see.
Bold prediction.
Yeah, man. I don't know. We'll see how this one work out. Because Big Mom floating around and she a threat.
Yeah. Okay. Nice work. Okay, so there you have it. Our top 5 pros and cons of Whole Cake Island, along with honorable mentions. Hope you enjoyed it. You got any comments? Leave them here. Leave them below. We'll press on to what is it? What are they? 940s. Where the chapters at right now? 947?
We're at 9. What is it?
947, I think. So we
946 or something like that.
946. So we probably catch up with 948 then. We'll be hiding on some reviews, but we'll get caught up.
One day.
Yeah, someday. Anyway, again, hope you enjoyed it. So until next time, we out. Y'all take it light.